I was honored to be designated as chairman of the National Council on Disability. I am a Hispanic male with fair complexion, exceedingly gray hair, black framed glasses, and I am a proud member of the disability community, class of 1996, having sustained a spinal cord injury resulting in quadriplegia in an automobile accident. As a person with a spinal cord injury, I, like so many others, have experienced the realities of trying to attain medical care while confronting the seismic barriers that still exist despite the over 30 years since the Americans with Disabilities Act became law. So many of us have stories to tell. Sir, you wrote the Americans with Disabilities Act. That's a big friggin' deal. Gentlemen, the National Council on Disability, with 9 presidentially and congressionally appointed members, carries the statutory mission to advise the president, his administration, Congress, and federal agencies on all policy matters impacting people with disabilities. The health and well-being of people with disabilities have long been ignored in this country. This occurs despite the existence of an overwhelming body of studies and reports that unequivocally document the significant and continuing prevalence of health disparities that exist between people with disabilities and our non-disabled counterparts. The National Council on Disability was fighting for federal legislation to protect the rights of persons with disabilities since its inception. NCD has worked to develop a health equity framework to provide policymakers in Congress and in the administration with a blueprint to take action. The adoption of enforceable medical diagnostic equipment standards is just one step towards health equity for persons with mobility disabilities, and is just one component of NCD's pursuit of health equity for all people with disabilities. For an all-of-government approach to address health disparities. The framework was 1 year in the making, with the input of our then council members, members of the disability community, and a dream team of 14 advisors comprised of healthcare disparities researchers, physicians caring for people with disabilities, healthcare and disability law professors, among others. It's a matter of attaining and maintaining good health. It's critically important for everyone, but more so for persons with disabilities. It's truly the predicate to our ability to live, our ability to learn, and our ability to work and earn. Into the forefront of discussions that are taking place in medical schools and perhaps at the associations here. I have to impart with you, our house is on fire. The issues that we're talking about here, when individuals like me can't get weighed at medical appointments because there's no wheelchair accessible weight scales, when we don't get transferred onto examination tables for full physical examination because of the inability or the unwillingness of providers to do so. And then we see a heightened percentage of people with spinal cord injuries and mobility disabilities being diagnosed with colon cancer because they're simply not being checked, or prostate cancer because they're simply not being checked. We don't have time for polite conversations in your respective schools. We need some action, and that has to happen. And so I impart to you that our house is on fire, and these issues need to be addressed. Let us remember that disability is a natural part of the human condition. Let us remember that disability is not a characteristic that stands alone, but is one that intersects with all other aspects of a person's identity, such as age, race, ethnicity, income level, sexual orientation, gender identity, and religion. Let us recommit to shaping a future in which all members of this beautiful community can have and enjoy full rights, free from discrimination, to live self-directed, independent lives, to achieve our full potential. Achieving our full potential is only possible if we're able to attain and maintain good health.